Hello, everyone. I'm back again. Getting a 2-for-1 on this beautiful Sunday. You know why I'm back? Because you guys inspire me. All the emails, the text messages, you guys are the ones that inspire me to keep going, to make 2 videos a day, right? For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I'm a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. The debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt. That's where I lived for the first 42 years of my life. Believing, just listening to people speak debt, financing everything that depreciates, cars, houses, cars, furniture, dishwashers, clothes, lawnmowers, weed eaters, hammers, you name it, people finance it, right? I didn't know what to do. I was trapped in the debt matrix. I knew something wasn't right, but I didn't know who to ask. Nobody was giving me the right answers. I just couldn't put my finger on it. You know why? Because 85% of the people in the US live in the debt matrix. There's 15% of us that are not. I'm outside the debt matrix. Money's spoken in 2 languages now. Now I know this. It's spoken in 2 languages. Debt and debt-free. If you've been in debt all your life, I promise you, you only speak debt. You have no idea the language of debt-free even exists. Thank you. Welcome. Subscribe, like, share, donate. Keep me going. I appreciate it all. Now, before I get started, I want to make sure things are clear so you can understand when I say never mix feelings with your money. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. This is how it sounds when you mix your feelings with your money. Because I understand. Don't get me wrong. I understand debt is emotional. It's overwhelming. It makes you just do things that you normally wouldn't do. But regardless, that's still a feeling. It's like saying how you feel about 1 + 1 = 2. How do you feel about that? Does it make you happy, sad, jump for joy, make you want to throw a party for it? No, it's just 2. Or if I was your boss, you came to get your check, you open your check and it was short $100, you look at me and say, "Hey, boss, my check is short $100." I turn to you and say, "Yeah, I saw that. Man, I feel really bad about that too. I feel really bad about that." That's what it sounds like when you mix your feelings with your money. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anything. You got to treat it as business. The business. That's how you got to treat your finances. The business of you. Chapter 13. It's only business. Now I know it's a business designed to make money from people that don't understand money. How do I know? You know what? Lately, I've been getting so many emails about chapter 13 right now. I didn't realize how many people are filing chapter 13. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you know what else I'm finding? Even the people that have the option of chapter 7, they're still choosing chapter 13. Not even realizing chapter 7 can free them from all this debt they're in. Like right now, let me tell you something right now. This is not about chapter 7, but I want to point out something that you may not see because you're so emotionally blinded by the overwhelming of debt, okay? Right now, if you ain't got no job, if you don't have a job, right? You just got laid off and you got serious debt, not $10,000 worth of debt, not $20,000 worth of debt, maybe $100,000, maybe $200,000, not including student loans. Student loans and IRS debt, you can't bankrupt, okay? If you ain't got a job right now, now is the time to file chapter 7 bankruptcy. You will be zero. You will be guaranteed to get chapter 7. Chapter 7 is not even easy to get. You got to damn near be broke. But if you get it, you get a fresh start. Somebody put chapter 7 there, bankruptcy there for a reason. Don't feel like don't let the people in the debt matrix make you feel bad like you're a loser for filing Chapter 7. Because I guarantee you, there's more people in the debt matrix that have filed bankruptcy, especially Chapter 13, more than you know. You notice how everybody on Facebook, they'll be like, hey, I got a brand new car. I'm going on vacation. I got a new purse. Look at my new belt. But nobody ever comes on Facebook and say, hey, I just filed for bankruptcy. You notice nobody ever does that? Nobody ever will do that because they think you're a loser or something or whatever. You better believe if you get Chapter 7, you better be proud to say that on Facebook. Be proud to say it. You know why? Because you're at zero. Before you got bankruptcy, do you even know the amount of debt you were in below zero? Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt below zero. Bankruptcy Chapter 7 wipes that out. Now you're at zero. You're an 18-year-old again, but with knowledge this time. And don't fall back into the trend. Oh man, I gotta get some more credit cards. I gotta build my credit back up. I gotta get secure. No. You stay out of the credit matrix. You stay out of the debt matrix. Don't get back into it. That's the bad thing about Chapter 7. You don't really understand the position you're in. Good. Hello, Beauty Jock. Hey, how you doing? Thank you. I'm glad you're here. You're way ahead of more. So you're gonna just. It's never enough. Trust me. I'm still learning. And once you're out of debt, it just comes to you. It just out of thin air, right? But if you're getting Chapter 7 right now, and you thinking, if you got Chapter 7 right now, and you're thinking about how I'm gonna get a car, or how I'm gonna get another credit card, stop. Understand that you're now at zero. And this is how you do. Though this is not Chapter 7, this is the last thing I'm gonna speak on Chapter 7. This is all I want you to do. Right now, you're at zero. Ask 10, 20, 30 of your friends how much debt they're in. I guarantee you none of them will even know. The other half will guess. And no, you're at zero. You're financially ahead. Your net worth, even though you're at zero, I know this is going to sound crazy, but your net worth is zero. That means you're ahead of millions of people right now financially. Whether they know this or not is 100% irrelevant. Math doesn't care how they feel about that. It is what it is. Now let's go to Chapter 13 because I've been getting so many questions about Chapter 13. I had to start reading about it, man. I really did. I knew it was Chapter 13. You make payments, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, it's much more than that. Chapter 13 is business. It's nothing personal. It's business. It's designed for people that don't understand money. It's crazy. And I made a list. Here we go. Okay. Now, before I get started, sorry. If you want help and you're in the middle of Chapter 13 and you don't want to wait the full 5 years, if you want me to help you, of course it's going to cost you, but I'm going to need your full credit report and a copy of your Chapter 13 paperwork. I want to say that out there right now. You can't just email me and expect me to give you factual answers back. Okay, I need to know so I can give you numbers. All right, and yes, you'll have to pay. Okay, it's not free. All right. Now, this is stuff I just read, and it clearly, outside of the debt matrix, I clearly understand Chapter 13 is business. They are making so much money off of people that don't understand. Ooh. I read like there's a trustee assigned to your case. Okay, there's a trustee. You mail him the money. I'm assuming this. You mail him a check, and then he distributes it to the people, the creditors, right? The trustee gets a 7 to 10% cut from the monies he distributes to the people. So you give him money, he takes his cut, and then whatever's left goes to your creditors. Ooh. And it's like between 7 and 10%. Oh my goodness gracious. Because they do some kind of financial analysis and say, this is how much money you will have at the end of the month, every month for 5 years. 5 years. You got to follow the Chapter 13 rules for 5 years. Here is somebody filing for Chapter 13. They're in Chapter 13 because they couldn't follow a budget on their own accord. Now you're now expected to follow the rules of chapter 13 for 5 years. Good luck. You know what the failure rate of chapter 13 is? You probably never even bothered to look up. You probably don't look up this type of information because you're so overwhelmed with debt. There's this bombarding you. Those are feelings, okay? 67% of people who file for chapter 13 fail. 67%. Oh, that's over 50. Oh my goodness gracious. That is a business. Not only the trustee gets money, guess who else gets money? The lawyers. They charge more for chapter 13 than 7, and then they incorporate it inside of the chapter 13. Oh my goodness. I don't even know if lawyers get interest. That's another one I gotta look up. If the lawyer charges you a certain fee and wraps it into chapter 13, does he get interest on top of that? I don't know. I gotta look that up. Ooh, that'll be a good thing to look up. Okay. Now, here's what I'm saying for people that don't understand money that go for this, okay? Now, how can I put this? If you, say like you finance a car, usually people have 2 cars, okay? They're already upside down in the cars. Now, if you're a person that financed a car with no money down, you're upside down in the car because you financed the whole thing. You finance something that's not even worth what it really is, the price tag you see on the car lot, because the car lot got to make money. So of course, they're charging you more for what they pay for the car so they can make money. That's business. So you're already over with the value of the car already. And then you do the car plus license and taxes, and they put it in a bundle, and then they wrap it up, and then they finance the whole thing. So you're financed the depreciating car, the overage, and the taxes, and they usually charge you 29.99% because anybody that does that usually is a person that doesn't know about money and don't really care about the interest rate. You're so far upside down in that. Now, when a person that does this, after a few years, they start to realize they're not making any headway as they're making these monthly payments. And then they say, oh man, this is too much car. I want to go get a newer car that's a smaller but newer, whatever, right? And then they roll that negative equity. Negative equity is when you owe more on the car than what it's worth. You already did that from day one. And then you roll, this should be illegal too. I don't know why it's not illegal. They'll take something, a car that's upside down, roll the car and the upside down equity into a new car, which automatically makes the new car also upside down. They're further in the hole than before. See how you're just moving closer to bankruptcy and you don't even know it. Don't even know it. You couldn't even sell the car because you would have to buy your way out of it. That means you're upside down in the car. See what I'm saying? We're going to get to chapter 13. We ain't even there yet. Now imagine, you know what's worse than financing a car that's already upside down? You know what's worse than that? If you're upside down and then you roll into a new loan and then you're even further upside down, you know what's even worse than that? If you take an upside down car and make it part of your chapter 13. Half the people pick the chapter 13 because they believe they get to keep their stuff. They don't even own the car. If this is you, you don't even own the car. You want to keep something that you don't even own. If you don't know that, it's not up to the bank trustee the trustee of your chapter 13 to teach you about money. That's not their job. Their job is just to take your information. Oh, you want to keep that upside down depreciating object for 5 more years? Go right ahead. All right, let's put it in. Because I get 7 to 10% off of everything I send. Make sure you follow the rules too, because when you get in chapter 13, for those that do not know, yeah, it stops all the calls and all this other stuff and the garnish of your wages, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? The interest still keeps accruing. It's going. It doesn't. The interest of your loans do not stop. And at a 67% failure rate of chapter 13, you'll be back. If I was the owner of your cars, I'd wait. I'd get something that's better than nothing. And then when you fail at the chapter 13, guess what? I'm going to get the car and sell it, and then I'm going to sue you for the difference. That's how it works. It's just business. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. I'm in chapter 13 now and in my last year. I was able to use it as a tool for a lower interest rate on my car. That's a belief. Okay. And I want to make sure, Alicia Johnson, I want to make sure when you hear me speak to you, okay, I don't want you to think I'm picking on you. I'm talking down to you. I'm only talking mathematics. If your feelings get into it, remember, feelings and business have nothing to do with each other. I'm just saying math. You feel that's a feeling. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that, because I don't want people to take me wrong. So I like to explain that. Okay. I want you to understand what you're saying. That's called, you're speaking in the debt matrix. First of all, number one, nobody gets a financed car on sale. Nobody. When you walk on the car lot, you see the sale price on the car. And if you're financing it for 72 months, that sale price doesn't apply to you. You flip to the back of that 60 months, 72 paperwork plus the interest rate, and you see the final price. That's your sale price. So if you finance a car, that's number one. That's wrong. Never, ever, ever finance a car, ever. And don't ever say that out loud, that you got a great interest rate on the finance car. Don't ever say that. You don't know how many of me's are standing around you listening to you say that. Especially if you're in a chapter 13 too, that with a finance car, you're not getting a good interest rate. You're not winning. You should have just let it go. You should have said, take that car. Keep it. Ill Wills, hello. Welcome. Yes, I'm doubling down today. You didn't get a great interest rate on that car, especially, like I said earlier, I said something earlier. What's even worse than financing a car is taking a finance car and wrapping it into a chapter 13. The finance agency knows you're not going to pay off that car. You're not. And whatever the value of that car, you probably paid double for that car than what it's even worth. You'll never get your money back that you put into that car. Huh? I'm here to tell you that. Once you get out of this, if you down 1 year, once you get out of that and that car's paid off, don't you ever, ever, ever finance a car again, ever. I don't care what your friends say. Hey, your car is old. You should upgrade. Oh my God, they must have bad credit. Look at that old car. That's all debt matrix speak. That's all debt matrix talk. Don't ever, don't. Take this. Like I said, 67% of people fail in chapter 13. If you're a successful one, you get out of it and you're free, make sure you stay free. Don't go back into the debt matrix. Learn your lesson. Feel the money. Take what I'm saying and feel what I'm saying. Feel it. You use that to never make those mistakes again, ever. And don't ever, because let me give an example about a car. Once you get out of debt matrix, this is what you cannot see. Whatever car once you're out of debt, all your checks belong to you and your money will stack so fast. When you're ready for a car, guess what you do? You go buy the car you want from somebody in credit trouble for half the price. Why? Because they want to save their credit. They want to save themselves for bankruptcy. I don't know. There's a million reasons. That stuff doesn't matter to you. Why they want to save this, whatever, right? Say like the car was $10,000. You come with 6 cash in your hand. You say, hey, I got 6. Guess what? They're going to take it because they're desperate. You buy the car under Blue Book. You drive it for a few years. And then when you're done with it, you sell it at Blue Book. Under Blue Book, at Blue Book. And when you sell it at Blue Book, guess what? You drove the car for those years for free. See what I'm saying? You never do that again, ever. Don't ever do that again. All right, let's get on chapter 13. All right. I wonder, this is what I came up with too. I wonder how many people walk into the office, to their lawyer office or whatever, and they actually are qualified for a chapter 7. And they turn away from a chapter 7 because they want, and go to a 13 because they want to keep their stuff. Finance stuff, I'm telling you, finance stuff. Stuff they don't even own. They want to keep something that they don't even know they don't even own. Don't even own it. I can agree with you. Cash is king. However, the interest I was paying prior to the bankruptcy was 19 plus versus 4. Trust I won't. And that's cool. Hey, that's great. Hey, Fred, how you doing? And I don't. How long? Do it like this. How long have you been paying on this car? You know what I'm saying? How long were you paying 19% before Chapter 13? How many years? And then are you paying? Are you one of those 5-year plans of the Chapter 13 now? Now you add in all the years you are paying at 4.75%. Exactly. See what I'm saying? And I want to bring that to your awareness so you can see that you're not winning. I know. Don't get me wrong. I know 19 and 475 is totally different. But if you're upside down on a car and it's not even worth the amount you're paying on it, 4.75 don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything, really. That's just trick stuff. It's when you're out at when you're free, you'll be able to talk two languages when it comes to money. As long as you don't get back into that matrix, you won't even care that you got a bankruptcy on your credit report. You won't care because you won't be using credit. So it doesn't matter. Whatever. 10 years will go by, you'll be like, oh, 10 years is, man, it's gone already. Okay, whatever. Now you are only going to buy your cars from people that were in the same position as you. You name it, divorce, job loss, spouse left them, you name whatever going to happen people are financing cars for 84 months, 72 months. You got 6 years of something's going to happen financially to somebody within that time span. And then you'll be there waiting with cash. Oh, no, I'm not paying 10. I got 6. Do you want it? No, everything will become a thing. You won't even care. Remember never forget the feeling how long you've been paying on this depreciating object with interest. Never forget that. I will never forget that. I was something drastic. I have to lose a leg before I finance a car. Believe that. I'll drive a piece of junk, a 1980 Honda Accord, and I wouldn't care what anybody said about it. Oh, Linnell, you're a bum. Look at your car. I'd be like, so what? So what, Debt Matrix Talk speakers? Only people in the Debt Matrix, check this out. Only people in the Debt Matrix are going to down you. They're going to think you have an old car because of your credit. You ain't got no money. You ain't got no education. I don't know. They make up a million things. It doesn't matter what they think or say. It doesn't matter. You will be at zero. Your net worth will be at zero, and you better be proud to say it. Hey, what's your net worth? Zero. Zero. And if you have $1 in the bank, your net worth is $1. Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth more than anybody else that you are talking to in the Debt Matrix. More people need to see this, I wish. This is the problem, Alicia. I hope I'm saying you're right. Alicia Johnson. I hope I'm saying that right. This is the problem. And you can test this for yourself. If you send my videos to people that are not ready to hear it, they'll think I'm crazy. Oh, he don't know what he's talking. He don't know what he's talking about. He's crazy. Chapter 13 saved me. I get to keep all my stuff. They don't even own none of it. And they think they get to. You can't keep something you don't own. You can't lose anything you own. See what I'm saying? All right, let's move on here. Now, IRS debt. These are things I'm just learning with this chapter 13 because check this out. Always remember this. When something doesn't make financial sense, there's a reason for it. That's when you key in on it. Hey, because it's not going to make mathematical sense. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. So if you look at something, somebody tells you something and it doesn't make sense mathematically, there's a reason why it doesn't make mathematical sense. Okay? It doesn't add up. Something's wrong. Always remember that. Now, IRS debt, you cannot bankrupt. IRS debt, IRS penalties and fees, you cannot bankrupt any of that. Okay, so if you file Chapter 7 and say, hey, include my IRS debt, they're going to say, nope, sorry, you can't do that. Sorry. But I noticed in the Chapter 13, it's included. I was like, what? Ding, ding, that doesn't make sense. Something's wrong there, right? So I looked into it. What they wrap inside of the chapter 13 are the penalties and the fees, and they are first. IRS debt is first. So throughout the 5 years, when you're making payments, the first monies go to the IRS penalties and fees, okay, to pay them off. And then after they're paid off, then everybody else on the unsecured debt, they get their money. But IRS is first. And then when you're finished after 5 years of payments, 5 years of rules, 5 years of following everything they say, everything. At the end of the 5 years, guess what's going to be waiting for you? The principal balance of the IRS debt is going to be waiting for you without the penalties and fees. That ain't going anywhere. That's not going anywhere. And you're going to wait 5 years to pay it? No, sir, not doing that. Only people that don't understand money would ever do that. Now, I understand that chapter 13 puts a stay on people calling you and repossessing stuff, and it gets really emotional. But remember, those are feelings. Those are feelings. They can't do nothing. The only person, you worry about the person that can put you in prison. That's the IRS. If you think about it that way, say like you're a person that owes IRS debt. If you never forget this, out of all the people calling you and coming after you, which one of them can put you in prison to where you can't earn no money to do anything for anybody? IRS, they're first. Now, we're not going to get into why they have the powers to do that, but once you're out of the debt matrix, you will clearly see why they have such powers, because they're the backbone of the whole system. If they let people break it, the whole economy breaks. If they let people get away with that, there's a reason. Now, can you imagine that amount of money that they say you got to pay in each month? And then they leave you some pennies left over each month, and people are cool with that. They take this large sum and say, "Hey, here's some change. Here, you get to do that. Here, this is what you get to have for 5 years, slave." They can call you a slave to your face, and you're gonna say, "Yes, master." Do you really want to live like that? Oh, hell no. No. There's other ways out, but when you're immersed in the chapter 13 and all the feeling, you can't see it. You're blinded. Debt blinds people. I promise you, it blinds you. You can't see it. Math can see through all that. Punch it up on your calculator. It'll see through all the fog. Math will never lie to you. All you got to do is believe it and trust it. That's all you got to do. Like right now, for those of you that don't know you're in debt, believe it or not, people in the debt matrix don't know they're in debt. Add up all your savings. Add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. That large negative number, that's your cost. If you want to come on this side of freedom, the 15% of us that are free, that's your price. Are you willing to pay it? Chapter 13 is not going to save you. I'm telling you that now. It's not going to save you. And if you can qualify for a chapter 7, you better jump all over that. Jump all over it. And be proud about it to say it too. Be proud. I filed chapter 7 and got it. Yes, I'm free. People in the debt matrix are going to down you. Oh, he's a loser. He's a loser. Oh, he had to file chapter 13. People in the debt matrix, they can file chapter 7 and keep all their stuff. So other people that can't see the people in debt, you will assume that they're doing good because you still see them with all their stuff. That's why you can't tell. You come on this side, oh, it's clear as day. All I have to do is listen to somebody speak about money, especially in the debt matrix. They have no idea they're saying it. I always give this example. So you guys can understand how this works. I'll see somebody with the brand new iPhone 11 in their hand, Pro Max. I say, "You pay cash for that phone?" They'll say, "No." Then what the hell are you doing? I don't say this part. Then what the hell are you doing with it in your hand? You didn't have the money to buy it, but yet you have it in your hand. They don't even know what they're saying. They're in debt. You mean to tell me you work all your life and you can't even afford to buy a phone, a cell phone? You've been working since age 16. You can't even afford to buy a cell phone? You're in debt. And you don't even know it. You're saying it out loud. Got the new iPhone. Yeah, I financed it. Yeah, those phones are like 15. I looked that up. That new iPhone Pro Max 5G, that thing is like $1,500. And people are financing it. Are you insane? In the debt matrix, they are. That is, I tell people all the time to hell to chapter 13 is smoked my behind. Not many people survive it. Do chapter 7. Exactly. I told people earlier, only 67% of people succeed or no, fail. 67% of people fail at chapter 13. They fail. But when people go, they're only focused in on themselves. You know what I'm saying? They focus in, it's my problem. I'm the only one. When you can clearly just Google this stuff. They lock you in this. Can you imagine? Check this out. Can you imagine people are upside down in cars, right? That's horrible. People are upside down in cell phones. A cell phone, you're upside down. You're paying more for a cell phone than what it's worth. Upside down in a cell phone. Every time you tell somebody that you financed a cell phone, you are upside down on a cell phone. Oh, don't wrap it up in the buy one, get one free. This is what you do. You think people actually think they can go into cell phone stores and get cell phones for free. You want to, if you created a business and you gave away everything for free, how long would you be in business? You wouldn't be in business. That's just common knowledge, right? This is what I want you to do. If you're a person that believes you're going to, and if you think you're about to go do it so you can get that new iPhone, this is what I want you to do. I want you to walk into one of them cell phone companies that are offering us free cell phone. You say, hey, I'm here for the new free cell phone. They're going to say, hey, come my way. Come over here, sir, ma'am, whatever, right? And you say, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm going to pay for the first one with cash. See if you get the second one for free. See if you get the second one for free. And then when they say, I'll tell you right now, they're not going to give it to you for free. And then I want you to tell them to them and say, hey, you just told me on TV that I get one for free. What do you mean? Oh, no, not like that. I know what it sounds like, but it's not like what you're thinking. See what I'm saying? All right, let's back to this. I don't want to get too far off. Very cool. Now, check it out. If you are a co-signer, if you're a co-signer, first of all, number one, okay, the reason why a person needs a co-signer, because the bank knows something that you don't know. There's a reason why the bank told them no, and they're not going to finance this person without some help from somebody else. So just in case this fails, the bank understands that there's a high probability if this person's going to fail on whatever they're trying to finance. And just in case if they fail, we're coming after you because you chose to believe that person. Whatever. It's just business, nothing personal. Don't ever mix your feelings. Person, no in a minute. I just did that to my niece. No, you couldn't even. I didn't even allow her to use me as a reference. I said, "Hi, what are you doing? You're doing what? You're financing a car. You know the interest rate? No. Who are you financing through? I'm not gonna say the name, but it was. I looked this company up. They finance high risk people at a high percentage rate. No, you don't even allow me to use. You're not allowed me to use that interest or use me as a reference. No. Oh, Uncle Lanil, you're mean. So what? You don't know what you're doing. It's because when you fail or fail the payments, guess what? They're not going to be blowing my phone up. Hey, where's this person at? We told you a reference. No, none of that. No. Once you're financially free, it's easy to tell people no. Easy. It's not a problem. No. Like I said before, if you get a chapter 13 or chapter 7, or if you're walking in, understand chapter 7, you got to give up everything. House. Like here's another one. Okay, let me make sure I don't skip this part. FHA mortgages. They're for people, whether you want to believe this or not, it's totally up to you. They're for people that will not accept that they can't afford a home. They just won't accept it. Who is the bank to tell you no if you refuse to accept this? Hey, if I'm the bank, I'm okay, cool. You don't believe it? Cool. Let's get you an FHA mortgage so you can get this house. Whatever. I'm gonna get paid. You know what's worse? You know what's worse than an FHA mortgage? Filing chapter 13 with an FHA mortgage. You'll never own that house ever. If you believe you'll own a house with an FHA mortgage, and then you file chapter 13 thinking you're going to keep your house, no, you're not. You're so far away from owning that house. It's unbelievable. You have no idea. You'll never own that house. The very things that attracted you to an FHA mortgage, there's two ways to look at everything. Hey, you can come in this house with no money down, borrow some money from your family for the down payment. You can have bad credit. Those are all signs that they should tell you that you cannot afford a house at this time. You can't afford it. Your credit's bad. Figure out why your credit's bad. You have no money to put down. Figure out why you won't have no money to put down on the house. It's all counts on how you look at it. You should say, hey, you're right. Bad credit. I got bad credit. Can't afford a house. I got no money. Sure. Nope. Can't do it. But yet I see all these meetings. I was looking at one online today. This is so mad. It's like the blind leading the blind. I was watching on Instagram. I'm not going to say the name because it's business. I don't, just because what I'm about to tell you, just because they do this, they're not bad people. It's business. Okay. They're making money. I don't know if they know or don't know. It's irrelevant. I'm not going to jump into their Instagram and say, hey, you guys are liars. You guys just ripping off people. That no, none of that. None of that. It's business. They have a whole room full of people telling them that they can buy homes with no money down, personal homes, and they can wrap the fees up in the financing and all this other. Oh my God, it's so hard for me to listen to it. That's just horrible. Oh yeah, they downplay PMI. Oh yeah, you're gonna have some PMI, private mortgage insurance, and people don't understand money. They hear insurance and they think it's the insurance like their car insurance or house insurance. That insurance has nothing to do with you. Nothing. They only apply that to people that cannot afford homes. So when they fail, that insurance is for the bank. And guess what else they do? So you guys, for those of you guys and thinking about buying a house with an FHA mortgage, this is what I want you to do. Okay. I want you to say, hey, does that come with PMI? Private mortgage insurance. That's insurance for the bank, just in case you fail. That's how they pay off the bank. That's how they pay off the bank, because the bank gives you the loan. FHA don't give you the loan. The bank still gives you the loan. FHA, the bank gives you the loan. FHA insures that loan. So just in case you don't pay, FHA pays the bank off. Got it? But how the FHA earn the money to pay the bank, they charge people that don't understand this PMI, private mortgage insurance. Can you imagine how many people have FHA mortgages paying PMI? That's millions upon billions of dollars. Okay? This is what they do. Some people are starting to get hip to private mortgage insurance. So this is what they did. They took the P in PMI and they moved it 2 spaces to the right, 3 spaces, skipping over the M and the I and put it to the end. And now they call it mortgage insurance premium. So if you come into a place that's offering you these kind of FHA deals, this is what I want you to do. Raise your hand and say, hey, does that come with PMI? Private mortgage insurance? They're going to tell you yes. There's 2 of them, by the way. There's one up front and one through the life of the 30-year loan. There's 2 of them. Money that has nothing to do with you, the money that you're just giving away. But they switched it. Mortgage insurance premiums, they moved the P over. So if you legitimately ask them, does this come with PMI? They can legally say no. And if they say no, you raise your hand again and say, hey, what about mortgage insurance premiums? Because they're the exact same thing. They're going to tell you yes on one of them. I promise you. They have to. So now people don't understand PMI and they say, no, you don't have PMI. They're going to tell all their friends they got an FHA mortgage and they don't have PMI. Then if you say, what about MIP? They're going to say yes, or they're going to say, I don't know. Don't ever do that. And then if you fall behind in your bills and debt and you wrap an FHA mortgage inside of a Chapter 13, there's no different than what Alicia said about her car, getting a great interest rate on the car and wrapped up in the Chapter 13. I get it. I know it sounds good. You're going to be paying triple, double than what that item, a house, you're never going to pay that off. Don't even worry about that. People, check it out. People with FHA mortgages, they call themselves homeowners. First of all, let me tell you something, if this is you. No mortgage in the world, even a conventional mortgage, makes anybody a homeowner. Nobody. 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 You have to pay that house off. If you got a conventional mortgage right now and you knew what you were doing when you buying a house, and even if you're calling yourself a homeowner, stop it. Do this for yourself. Stop saying that. Say, you know what, I'm in the middle of buying it. Say that. Be real with yourself, because if you're calling yourself a homeowner with a mortgage and the guy next to you owns his house because he paid cash for his house or he paid it off, math says somebody's lying. Math says there can only be one true homeowner, the person with the title in hand. If you're making mortgage payments, the bank owns the house until you pay the bank back all the money. Why? Because you couldn't have bought the house without the bank's help. It's really, don't lie to yourself. But back to the FHA mortgage. If you're turned down, say like this. Say like you got an FHA mortgage now, but you did apply for a conventional mortgage. By the bank turning you down for the conventional mortgage, they were actually indirectly telling you something. They were telling you you're not ready to buy a house. What you should have did, ask for the conventional mortgage. They would have turned you down. They would have gave you the reasons why. You would have looked at their reasons. You should have said, thank you, bank, and left the bank and don't come back until you meet all the requirements to get the conventional mortgage. That's how you do it. Until then, you're not ready. I don't care what all the other people in the debt matrix say. I don't care what all the other people in the debt matrix are doing. Don't follow them. 85% of Americans are in debt, and who knows how many are filed Chapter 13. If they get to keep all their stuff, you can't tell that they filed Chapter 13. I can. I promise you I can. It's a business. They're making so much money. Ooh. Every time I get deeper into this and I see people's Chapter 13 paperwork, I'll be like, oh my God, they're making so much money off this. So many people in the mix are getting paid. The trustee, the lawyers. I'm not talking about trustees or lawyers. I'm not talking about any bad about any of them. They're providing you a service. And if you come in, this is what I'm saying. This is how to pick the right lawyer, okay? This is how to do it. You walk into the lawyer's office and tell them you want to file bankruptcy, okay? They're going to ask you for all the stuff they ask you, okay? They're going to look through your list. And if they say you can qualify for Chapter 7, they say it to you. That's the lawyer you trust. But they're going to give you other options, because they're going to tell you, hey, if you file for Chapter 7, you don't get to keep your stuff. Usually people panic right there. Oh, I can't keep my car. I can't keep my house. No, you can't keep any of that. You want to keep it? Yeah, then file the Chapter 13. But if they immediately go into Chapter 13, I want you specifically ask them, okay? Specifically, and get this in writing too. This is business. Don't take it personally. I don't care what they say. They can say the words. Do I qualify for a Chapter 7? That's what I need to know first. Do I qualify for a Chapter 7? If they run the numbers or do whatever they do and tell you no, okay, then go ahead and do Chapter. If you want to do that, if you want to keep all your depreciating stuff that you don't even own. But you're going to be paying, 9 times out of 10, if you are in a Chapter 13, your car's upside down. You're paying for something for 5 years that's not even worth the money you're paying for. Give that car up. I promise you, you get out of this, you're going to be free as a bird. I'm free as a freaking bird. I owe no, listen to me closely when I say this, okay? Because I want you guys to understand this. I'm not rich. I'm financially free. What that means is my finances are above zero, in the black. I owe nobody on earth a dime. Nobody. How many people you know that can say that? Right? You know what? Alicia, this is what I'm saying. Right now, when you get out of debt, this is, let's come over to the other side. We're going to come outside of the debt matrix. This is how I view the banks. They're not big, bad, and evil. They're not. You see the big buildings downtown, how the banks look? You know what they're really saying? When you're financially free, this is what they're saying. Look how much money we're making. We're just building stuff on prime real estate downtown in your city. You name it, don't matter. Downtown real estate is always the highest. We're just building stuff. We're just buying stuff. You want some of this money? Come get it. You just got to speak the language. You got to speak the language. The number one language, you got to know if money even exists for you. Money doesn't exist for you. Ever hear somebody say, hey, money's not real. Money doesn't exist. I already said this in the last video. Money's not real. Money doesn't really exist. Now, people in the debt matrix, they'll pull out some money out of their pocket and say, yes, it is. I see it. I feel it right here. It's right here in my hand. What do you mean? I'm going to buy some bread. I'm going to buy some food. That's what they think. If a person has $50,000 in student loan debt and $1,000 saved in the bank, okay? And a lot of people don't even have that. But for this example, I want you guys to, if this is you and you're in debt and you've always been in debt all your life, money doesn't exist for you. It only exists on computer screens when you log into your bank account as digital numbers. It's not there. You just believe it's there, okay? For this example, if you had $50,000 in student loan debt and you had $1,000 in your savings account, this is what I want. Open up your app on your phone, your calculator app, and I want you to put in 1,000 minus 50,000 and tell me what you get. You get negative $49,000. That's how much money you really have, negative. Now take that negative 49,000, go buy something with it. Better yet, take some of that money and contribute some of it into your 401k. Take some of that negative 49,000 and contribute it into your 401k. Go ahead, do that. And then take the rest of it and invest it into the stock market. Go buy some Apple stock. It's mathematically impossible to invest negative dollars. Money's not real for you. It doesn't exist. See what I'm saying? It doesn't exist. People in the debt matrix don't know that. People in the debt matrix don't know nobody gets a finance car on sale. Nobody. Nobody gets a great interest rate on the finance car. Nobody. The reason why 4.75 interest rate sounds good because it's comparing to all the people in the debt matrix. Some people in the debt matrix are paying 29. Other people in the debt matrix are paying 15, 19. So if you get lower, you're only just lower to the other people in the debt matrix. That's it. There's nothing more. Outside the debt matrix, we just be like, oh boy. That's crazy. No. And then and the chapter 13 on top of that, that's like just layering the cake, putting some more. This is what it really is. When you believe that, that's like outside the debt matrix of the bank. That's like frosting, thick frosting on top of the cake. The main thing is the car, that depreciating object. That's already cake, right? And then when you add interest and taxes, you're just out of here. You're just layering the frosting on the cake, multiple layers. Oh, chapter 13, add another layer. Put some frosting. Hey, baby, what you want on there? Chocolate? Any flavor you want. It doesn't matter. They're paying. Whatever. Okay. All right. Layers of cake. Frosting. Lovely. See what I'm saying? The banks are not big, bad, and evil. Only people in the debt matrix think rich people are mean. Banks are bad. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not doing anything. They're not. I bet, it's so funny from the movies, now that you're outside the debt matrix, you think from the movies like big banks have stacks and stacks of money in vaults. Money's not even real. Why would they don't even have to have, think about it. They don't even have to have money in vaults. There's not I know you see that big vault and you be like, the big spinning wheel, and you think they have millions and millions of dollars in there. They don't even need it in there because it doesn't even exist. People in the debt matrix don't even know that. They don't know money's not there. I know they go to the ATM, borrow the money. Hey, I'm going to pull my equity out of my house. They really believe that that's their house. Totally forgetting that, like when somebody says, hey, I'm refinancing my house to pull out the equity. If it's your house, then why the hell are you borrowing the money to pull it out? Do you borrow from your savings account? Then if that's your house, why are you borrowing your equity? Because it's not your money. It's not your house. That's why you're borrowing it at a percentage rate. That's why you're borrowing it at a percentage rate, because it's not your money. All you got to do is think about it. But people say this stuff out loud. They think they take the equity of the house, take the equity out of the house, and then pay off the cars and pay off the credit cards. So let me get this straight. If this is you, okay, now listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth very slowly. The bank owns the house. The bank owns the cars and the credit cards. So you believe you're going to borrow money, take money out of the house, which you believe is your money, but you're going to take it out of the house, of their house, at a percentage rate and take their money and pay off their cars and pay off their credit cards with no contribution from you, no money from you out of your bank account, nothing. And you walk away believing you still own the house. And now that you believe these paid off cars are yours and these credit cards are paid off, now you're just free and clear. You just get to walk away. Why do you think that? If you just do the math, that's not true. This is what the bank also knows. If you do that, you take the equity out of the house and pay off the credit card. They know you're not going to cut those credit cards up. You're going to keep them for emergencies. And guess what? You're going to use them all because everything is emergency. Vacations, new tires, brakes, kids' tuition, you name it. Everything's an emergency. And now you're going to be in a deeper hole than before. They know all that. That's why the banks, you don't run from the banks. They're lovely. They're just saying, hey, come, we got so much money. Why don't you come get some of this money? Come get it. Chapter 13 is a business. The only one that can just save you is chapter 7. If you can qualify for chapter 7 and you are willing to give up all that depreciating stuff, you will be free. You just don't go back into thinking. This is the bad part about chapter 7, especially if you've been in a debt matrix all your life. If they give you a chapter 7 and wipe out all your debts, you learn nothing. And so what's the first thing you're going to do is go back into the debt matrix. Oh, I need to get a credit card. I need to finance another car so I can build my credit. That's debt matrix speak. Don't ever do that. Chapter 7 will change your life forever. It's there for a reason. It's not there for losers. Chapter 13, Don't do that. Don't do chapter 13. They're just making more money off of you. 67% failure rate. They're making buku money. And people have filed several chapter 13. Several. Keep them coming. If you're looking for help, DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. Set up a free 30-minute consultation, and I'll let you know if I can help you. Okay? I have a donation link under every single video. Even if you don't necessarily want to wipe out all your debts, maybe you want to take it slowly at a time. I can evaluate all your debts, and I guarantee you I can save you money on something that you're not seeing in your everyday life right now. I do that all the time for all my clients. I point out things that they didn't even see. You can take that money savings and pay off more of your debt. And once you're debt free, I can help you see that taxes can help you build wealth. Taxes can help you build wealth. You just can't see it. But in order to see that, you must be financially free first, because you can't do it if it'd be mathematically impossible for you to do it if you're in debt, right? DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. What's your advice for a person? I have to see their stuff. I have videos post bankruptcy. No, what are my videos? Life after debt. I have a different episodes that I created for people that have got out of bankruptcy. No, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. I need to make one for life after bankruptcy. I'm sorry. No, I did life after debt. That's for people that have got out of debt by paid their way out of debt. But I'm glad you brought that up. For those of you that may have finished chapter 13 or have got chapter 7 and don't know what to do, okay? I'm going to make a video for that. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you get chapter 7 or you finished right now, if you got one more year left, once you finish, you need to come back and see me. You need to make an appointment with me. I'll teach you, and you'll never go back. I'll teach you how to use the pain that you've already been through, your chapter 13, paying off this depreciating stuff. Because Don't make yourself feel stupid, okay? Because millions of people are doing it, millions. So stop. Don't think you're the only one. I teach you. This is the main thing I teach you. I teach you to stop thinking individually and start thinking collectively. You stop thinking that you're the only one doing it by Googling student loan debt, 1.6 trillion, car loan debt, trillion, credit card debt, trillion. You're not by yourself. You're not the only one. All you got to do is look on the freeway. Traffic's every day, jam-packed, people going to places they don't even want to go, trapped in the very thing that's keeping them there in the traffic, car payments. Mad that they're there, but they're putting themselves there by making car payments and the very thing they're paying for to sit there in the traffic. It doesn't make any sense, but you can't see that when you're in the debt matrix. Can't even see it. You can't even. I couldn't see it. That carpool lane, that $10 carpool lane was starting to look good. It's going to put me even deeper in debt. I can help you. I help people every day with emails, people that sign up for my service, everything. It doesn't matter. And when I teach you, you learn. Check it out. I'm gonna tell you the secret, Alicia. I'm gonna tell you the secret. Miss Klingensmith, my 5th grade teacher, taught me how to do this. Math and money games. I used to get gold stars by my name in class. I used to be fast too. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm winning. Hey, okay, wait a minute, Miss Klingensmith. What? Okay. 2 dimes and a nickel equals 25 cents. Yes. All right. Okay, slow down, Miss Klingensmith. If I take away a nickel, it's 20 cents. Yes. I used to win. That's all I needed to know. You ever notice the math and money game stopped out of grade school? You ever notice that? Stopped. Middle school didn't have it. High school, college, they don't even talk about it. You know why? Because that's all you needed to know. That's all you needed to know is the grade school math that we learned in grade school. That's it. You take that, apply it to your finances, and you will win. And check it out, Alicia. Nobody will know how you're doing it either, even if you told them. Hey, how come you got so much money? How come you're always so happy? I don't have any debt. What? I don't have any debt. What are you talking about? Everybody has debt. I don't. You're lying. You have rent. I'm not talking about the things that keep me alive. I'm talking about card notes and credit cards. I don't have none. Everybody needs credit cards for emergencies. See what I'm saying? You'll be talking around in circles. This is my favorite word now. This is my favorite word. So not to get caught up in debt matrix speak. You ready? Okay. Everybody has car notes. Okay. Everybody has student loans. Okay. Else you'll be there forever. You'll be arguing with your family members, your friends. Don't do that. 6 months left. Come back here. Reach out to me. You can start even early. Email me, DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. Set up your free 30-minute consultation. We can talk about your stuff. Give me an overview of your stuff before the email. Send me an email before the meeting, and then that kind of helps me along with the 30-minute consultation. We can just kind of like glide through, and then I'll be ready for you. Once you're out, I promise you, this is what's going to happen. Once I show you what I know, you're going to be mad at yourself for about a year. I was mad at myself for about a year because I'm a virtualization engineer. I quit my job in 2016. I've been a virtualization engineer, computer engineer, college degree, woohoo, Mr. Smart guy, right? Making 6 figures, living paycheck to paycheck. Didn't even know to apply grade school math to my finances. Didn't even know that. My last job, I was making $160,000 a year. Sounds like I'm bragging, don't it? Don't it sound like, ooh, 160? Once you get outside the debt matrix, you will see that that's nothing. That's nothing. That's peanuts. It all counts on who you're comparing your salary to. Are you comparing your salary to the guy next to you in the cubicle? What about the guy down the street with you with the nice car and the boat? If you take that 160 and compare it to Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the maker of the Tesla car, by the way. It's for those of you that don't know. Now, how does that 160 a year sound? Sounds like peanuts, don't it? They're just regular people. They're not special. They just know how to speak money. And I'll tell you this, once you're out of debt, this is another thing that you'll understand. I don't even think about money. Don't even think about it. I only think about it when I have to, if I have to pay my rent or maybe the electric bill. I might have some cash on me when I go buy some lunch. I can't get the lunch for free, so I got to pull out some money. See what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't even think about money. Don't even think about it. I guarantee you, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, they don't even think about money. Warren Buffett, they don't think about money. When's the last time you saw those guys in red bottoms? They don't, because it doesn't mean anything. Only people in the debt matrix thinks a Gucci belt is worth $1,000 when they made it in Taiwan for 40. Only people, and they say it out loud in public. Yeah, Gucci. Yeah, $1,000 for this belt. I feel like saying, you said that out loud on social media? Are you insane? He doesn't know. She doesn't know. I hope you're ready. I'll be here. I ain't going no time soon. Go look down my videos. I make these videos every day. Today was 2 a day. At least an hour. I feel like I've been on here for like 10 minutes. I feel like a rapper spitting rhymes off the top of my head without having no script. No script. Let me finish this up. If you're in chapter 13, if you're thinking about chapter 13, and your lawyer said you qualify for chapter 7, you better take it. You can be free instantly. And those of you that may file chapter 7 and still have student loans, because student loans aren't forgiven in bankruptcy, right? Just think about it this way. Yeah, you lose everything, but now your checks are yours. You go buy a cheap car, and every single paycheck, instead of all the money that you were paying on all these credit cards and car notes, and you do whatever it takes to pay off that student loan. Because if you don't pay off that student loan, you will be paying that student loan with your Social Security checks. You hear what I'm saying? You do whatever it takes to get rid of that student loan. I kept mine for 10 years. I went to school for 4 college, but I paid for my college for 10? That doesn't make any sense. CENTS. Here I am. I remember math was a requirement for college. I remember that. I remember that. And yeah, I passed it because I got my degree upstairs in the room, that piece of freaking paper that cost me a lot of money. And I passed math. Never once did I stop and say, Linnell, you went to college for 4, but you're paying on it for 10? That doesn't make sense, Linnell. What are you doing? See what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense. But people do it every day. Call them forever loans. No, you're gonna be a forever slave. I'm a slave to no one. I'm a slave to no one. I don't have to work at a place that I don't want to work at. If you work at a job right now that you don't like, your boss is treating you like crap, you know why you're staying there? Because you have to. You're in debt. If you had, say it like this, if you had a job you hate right now, right? If you had 6 months of savings, that means expenses that would pay every single bill you had for 6 months straight, and you had 6 months to look for a job, I guarantee you would not work at the job that you work at not one more day. You would leave. Promise you. Guaranteed you do that. You had 6 months to look for another job, you'd be like, I quit. See you later. I know I am preaching, ain't I? Because this is Alicia, this is I love this. This is my passion. I ain't gonna lie. The reason why this would have never been born. Debt Ain't My Daddy would have never been born if I had not become financially free. Let me tell you something, you guys, and I'm getting off this. This freedom is unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. I never knew this existed. I never knew this existed. Never knew this freedom. I thought you had to be rich to experience this. I've done more things in this last 5, 6 years since I've been free. Oh my God. It's crazy. It's a double-edged sword, though. Here's the double-edged sword. Once you experience this freedom and you have done what it takes and you did the sacrifice and the pain it takes to get out of this, you experience what it was like in debt. Once you're out of debt, guess what? It's going to affect every single relationship in your life, especially a close one. You won't even date a person that's in debt. I'm sorry, you won't take it seriously. They'll be your friend. There'll be nothing more. Marriage? Oh, wait, that's way out of, no. You come across somebody that's fine, they got the body, they look good, the sex is good, whatever, and then they tell you how much debt they're in, and they don't care about being in it, and they're not going to do anything about it, you're going to be like, peace. How come we can't be serious? You're in debt. Everybody's in debt. There goes that everybody word again. You know what you say? Okay, we still going to be friends. Oh, you're so mean, Lynette. I'm sorry, I'm just taking you guys. I'm taking you guys into what I've heard over the years, okay? I'm with somebody now that's not like that, but over the years, I've been called everything. Oh, you're so mean. You're an a-hole. You think you're all this because you're not in debt. Yeah, because it's because you don't understand. You're not free. You mean to tell me you're not dating me because I'm in debt? Yes, that's what I'm telling you exactly. The woman I'm dating now, check it out. I know you guys think I'm lying. The woman I'm dating now, guess what I did? I asked to see her credit report. She thought I was joking until I asked her about 3 or 4 times. She's like, oh, Linnell, you're serious. Yes, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. There's no point of taking anybody serious that's in debt. You think I'm going to hear about how they're struggling all the time and these bills are overwhelming them? And when you have the answer and you're telling them the answer, hey, I can change that. You don't have to live like that. No, you don't have to work at that place that's treating you like crap. You don't. How do I do it? You got to get out of debt. Oh, sorry, that's going to take me a year. You don't have any other choice. What do you mean? You got to get out. Are you ready? You want to know your price for this freedom? Everybody has a different price. And then I'm going to leave it. Add up all your savings. Add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals your price. It's going to be a large negative number because 85% of the people live in the debt matrix. It's going to be a large negative number. It's going to be overwhelming. Get over that. That's feelings. Get over that. That's your price. You do whatever it takes to get out of. Yeah, you're going to have to work a couple jobs, maybe, but the main thing you're going to have to ignore are the other people in the debt matrix. They're going to think you're crazy. This is what I got. You're crazy. Oh, you sold your Lexus. What kind of car you have now? Oh, you got that old truck. Oh man, you living with your sister? Yeah, because I did all that. I moved out of my fancy high rise, sold my Lexus, furniture, all that fancy stuff, sold it all and applied it to my debt, sold it all. They were talking about me. I didn't care what people in the debt matrix would. They're going to be the main people that's going to talk down to you like you're crazy. You got to ignore all that. If you want this freedom, you got to ignore all that. You cannot take financial advice from people with student loans that are older than their children. I see that every day. People giving out financial advice and they have student loans that are older than their children. I'm like, how are you giving? That doesn't make sense. What do you mean? How are you telling people? How are you giving people financial advice and you got student loans? You graduated 20 years ago, but you're still paying on your student loans, giving financial advice? That doesn't make sense. You guys have a wonderful evening. I'm out of here. It's like 1:09. Hey, Fred. Fred knows. Fred knows. I could tell the way he talks to me. Fred knows now. There's no going back. Once you drink the potion, you can't change it back. I tell you this, once you add up all your debt, do this for yourself, okay? Before I leave, do this for yourself. Take the time to add up all your debt, and I want you to look at that number. You don't have to do anything about it. I just want you to look at it. Add up every single penny. Yes, including your mortgage. Yes, including your student loans. Yes, including the collections that you don't feel you owe. Bloggity blah, all of it. Once you see that number, it's burned in your head. You can't get rid of it. It's not like you can go to sleep and say, oh man, what was that number? God, what was that? I added up all that debt. You're not going to forget. You're not going to forget it. Sit on it for a week, a month. Just sit on it. And then do this. Ask your family or friends, casually interject and say, hey, whew, debt is just crazy. This is how you got to do it, because you got to do it in a way that they don't know you're asking. I'm going to give you guys questions to ask people in debt, and they're not going to know why you're asking. This information is for you. Hey, man, my debt's killing me. Hey, you know how much debt you're in? My debt be killing me, man. I got so much debt. How much debt you got? They're going to either say, I don't know, or they're going to guess. And then you got to think to yourself, how come I'm the only one that knows how much the exact debt I'm in? How come I'm the only one? And then use the cell phone example thing. Hey, did you pay cash for that phone? Oh, no, I got that on payments, or they're going to say, oh, no, I ain't got that kind of money. And then you be quiet. Oh, okay. Use the word okay. Then you come back to my channel and you think, or you probably think immediately at that time and say, how does Linnell know all this? I don't have a crystal ball. I'm telling you, I'm not saying anything fancy. I'm just using the 5th grade math my teacher, Miss Klingensmith, taught me. That's it. That's it. There's nothing more than that. I'm just using math. And check it out. You don't even have to be good at math. You just need to know how to get to the calculator app on your phone. That's it. That's it. It's so funny, like when you go to restaurants, people are scared to use their their calculator app to calculate the tips on their bill. People think they have to do it in their head. Not me. I'll pull my calculator app out. And I've had people say, oh man, you can't add that up in your head. You know what I say? No, I can't. That's why I'm using the calculator, because I can't add it up in my head. That's exactly why I'm using it. You say it. Because that type of person is the exact person that's in the debt matrix trying to make you feel bad for doing it. It's just you don't hesitate to say, I don't understand that. When you look on the TV and you see the news and then they show the credit stocks and you see those numbers just scrolling across the screen on the bottom, and you're like, I remember looking at that stuff. I used to go, man, you got to be a smart dude to look at that. I don't care what any of those numbers mean. That means absolutely nothing to me. You know when I'm ready to go do it, I don't even have to know about stock and investing. You know what I know how to do? I know how to pick the person that knows about that. You know how I do that? This is how I do it. Let me see your credit report. I go to the investor and say, let me see your personal credit report, and then I'll do business with you. If that person's deep in debt, I'm not taking financial investing advice from that person. I'm not. They're coming from a debt perspective. You gonna tell me how to make money when you don't even know about your own finances? I'm not doing that. No, sorry. Same goes with a tax person, an accountant. Why would I go with a tax person that's deep in debt and owes IRS debt? Why would I go have that person do my taxes? I wouldn't do that. That doesn't make any sense. CNTS. See what I'm saying? Your credit report will be your ammunition for everything. You don't even need to know about everybody's credit report that you're getting financial advice from. Their credit report better look like yours. If you want to know what that looks like, go to my Instagram, DebtAintMyDaddy. Go to my Facebook /DebtAintMyDaddy. I post my full entire credit report every single month, so you can see what your credit report is going to look like, supposed to look like, will look like. That's it. I'm done. I've had enough preaching for today. 2 hours worth today. DebtAintMyDaddy@gmail.com. Donation link will be under this video and every video. You can, whatever, it doesn't even matter the amount, or write me an email, let me know how I changed your life. That also inspires me to keep going. Everything. Thank you for your participation, Fred, Alicia, The Beauty Jock, as always, ill wills, always much appreciated. And everybody that has donated, thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful Sunday. I'm out. Maybe tomorrow, maybe, if it comes to me. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye.